Hey guys, welcome back to Coughing Up Stitches. I have been MIA for a while. I am sitting on the floor, so please do not mind my blanket as a backdrop. I will probably be moving around a little bit because I cannot sit cross-legged very long. I have been sitting at my house today and I have misplaced all my hooks. So I decided, hey, I'm going to finger crochet and see how that turns out. Never actually done anything but a chain with finger crochet because I didn't like how the yarn felt sliding across my fingers. But I had this softer yarn, so I decided to use it. So let's go over the specs of the yarn first. It is Charisma by Loops and Threads. It is a 5-way. It says to use a 8mm US L11 hook. If you don't want to use your fingers, you can definitely use that. That's fine. And I am using the color Dragonfly. It is like the Halloweeniest color. I mean, I absolutely love it. And the shawl, not the shawl, but the cowl that I made earlier today is absolutely beautiful. So what I did on the cowl that I done earlier, oh, before I forget, this is 100% acrylic. If you can see that on there. This right here, I will tell you, it did come with the pattern for the scarf and the headband, but it's in knit. It is in knit. It's on the back here, but it's knitting directions. So if you know how to knit and that looks like something you might be interested, go for it. I wish I could take knitting instructions to crochet, but I am not that. I can't think of the word. I just don't know how to transfer and change it to crochet. If I ever figure it out, I'll definitely let you guys know, and maybe I can turn some knitting patterns into crochet for you guys. But as of right now, I do not know how to do that very well. But this ball I got at Michael's. I'm wanting to say I got it for like maybe like $4.99, $5, because I normally won't spend no more than $5 on a 3.5 ounce skein of yarn. It's 109 yards, 3.5 ounces. So it's actually a great buy if you're doing something small. If you're wanting to do a blanket or a shawl or something, you may want to go something a little bit different. But this, I love this color. So what I'm going to do for you guys is just a little sample of what I did earlier, because I'm actually going to turn this into a hat. So I'm just going to do a little bit of sample of what I did earlier, and then I'll actually show you my finished product. But I definitely want you guys to learn how to do this, because if you're ever like me and you're stuck and you don't have any hooks, or you just can't wait to dive in the yarn, but you're wanting something kind of loose and lacy with what you have, this would be a great alternative other than using a hook. And I think it took me 45 minutes to an hour to do the cowl with a whole skein of this. So it was very easy. So you're going to do like you normally do with your slip knot. And I'm going to stick both my pointing finger and thumb in here. And I am so sorry about the way my nails look. They look awful. But you're just going to kind of wrap that yarn around this finger and grab it with your thumb and pull it through. And that's how you do a chain. So if you're doing a full chain with me, then you're going to do 32. But for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to do 15, okay? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I keep my fingers in there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So as you can see, my tension with this is not very even. I kind of wanted to show you like how you can make it tighter if you want to. Down here where I started, it was very loose, as you can see. That does make it harder when you're doing your foundation chain, the looser you make it, but I do want this, mine is very lacy, so if that's how you want to do it, I suggest keeping it bigger. Okay, now obviously that loop's too big, but you can do it like you do on a regular hook. You can kind of tighten that down if you want to and make it a little bit tighter. So we done 15, and I am doing a half double with this. So what we're going to do, back out of that one because I tightened that down too big. I couldn't see because I'm in the black part of it right now. So I guess it's good I have a bright background. But you're going to stick both fingers in there, or your finger, your pointy finger, and you're going to wrap. And you're going to go into the next loop. Not this one right here that you're coming out of. Right here, not that one, but this one. You're going to wrap, stick your hook, per se, in there, hook it around that yarn. So you've got your 3 loops, wrap. And then normally what I do is I'll push these ones back here and just kind of lift them up with my thumb and kind of roll them over until I can get a hold of that and then pull that through. So there's 1. Kind of push that forward, grab a hold of that yarn that you're pulling through with your hook. Pull that through. So there's 2. There's 3. 4. 5. Get a hold of it. 5. 6. Uh-oh, about done a single crochet. 7. 8. And you can just kind of find where that top piece of that chain is with your fingers. I will say it took me a minute to get used to it. Doing the chain with this is like any other crochet project. It's kind of difficult to wield and get through that foundation row and get it done. But once you get past it, it is a breeze. Like I said, it took me maybe 45 minutes to an hour to do a whole skein. And that was just because I was watching the last seasons of Legacy on Netflix. If any of you guys like that show, give it a shout out down below in the comments and we can start a chat up about it sometime. So when you get to the end, you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And if you're not used to doing this or you're scared you're going to mess up, if you want to, you can definitely place a stitch marker in there. I didn't, just because it was really like a test drive to see if I even liked it or could do it. So I didn't test one, but actually turned out fine. So now it's a wearable. So this is where you're going to go into this. Now, since we're doing it with fingers, I'm going to call them spaces instead of chains just because you can see them. So I'm not going into this first one. I'm wrapping. I'm going into that second one. and doing the same thing all the way down. Just half double crochets all the way down until I get to the end. It's the same thing, and it's going to be the same thing all the way through until you get to the end of the skein. And since I want to show you guys like the pretty change in these colors, and I've already got one done, all I got to do is like trim my ends and weave them in. I want to show you guys the one that I do already have done, so you guys can kind of get a feel of what it's going to look like. But you're just going to do the half double with your fingers instead of a hook all the way through, and it's going to give you that really pretty big lacy effect. Kind of Halloween-y, spiderwebby effect in a way, which I think is perfect for this yarn. So this is my finished one. Like I said, I still have not cut my end, but this is the finished product. Let me see if I can get this camera to zoom out a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm having to use the weight on my camera here to keep it down. There we go. There we go, a little bit farther out for you guys. The light's very bright, I know. But this is the finished effect as far as how the colors blend and how they go. I think it's very pretty for a cowl because it gives it that striping effect. But then over here, and I love this about these yarns, see how that's kind of marbled in there, that black and that green? Like, I think that is absolutely beautiful. Like, I love the fact that that's marbled like that. Now, you can definitely see that there's some fibers coming off of it. So, if you don't really like the whole fibery stuff in your face, you may not want to make a cowl. You may want to make a headband or a scarf or anything like that. But I absolutely love this piece. I'm going to wear this thing out, going to haunted houses and just in general wear it out. What I did, because it is a back and forth, is I just went in here, and I actually done this with my fingers too, so I'm actually kind of proud that I was able to do that with my fingers. But I just went and I done a slip stitch through here, and then all you're going to do is cut this like you normally would and then weave it, and then you want to come back for another pass on that. But that is pretty much it for this fingered crochet cowl. I mean, it's just so beautiful, and it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. Big and lacy, and just don't look like spider webs, but just gives you that kind of like that creepy lace feeling, you know, without actually, you know, being creepy looking. It's beautiful. I mean, I could wear this with anything. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys love this tutorial. I hope you come back for more. And I am so sorry I've been MIA. I just had, you know, some medical issues after the surgery that shouldn't have happened, but did happen because, you know, I'm that special one in a million. So I had to take care of that and take care of myself. But I'm definitely back, and I will be back with more hopefully this week. Like, I've got a scarf I want to do. It's a seashell pattern, so I'm probably going to do it. I'm going to do the hat that matches this, but with a crochet hook instead, and show you guys the difference in crocheting it and then using your fingers, so you can kind of like see the different sizes. But I definitely do want the hat to be tighter. That's why I'm choosing not to use my fingers with it. I want it to be a tighter knit and keep me warm. But this is actually pretty warm. I wore it for a few minutes today around the house just to see, and this will actually keep you pretty warm. So I'm actually going to quit rambling and let you guys go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.